Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about spoiler alert. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Uh, I mean, this movie does have solid reviews. I'll give it that. Got to find it. This might take a second. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, here it is. It has a 80% on Rotten Tomatoes from my critics, and its audience score is 92%. So word of mouth doesn't seem to be an issue here. At least I say it doesn't. So yeah, I mean, solid reviews, solid word of mouth. At least that's what it looks like. No complaint about that. So that's a pro. Another pro is that when it comes to movies this weekend, it's a wasteland. Absolute wasteland. This week has kind of been is being referred as the calm before the storm, because as you know, next week is going to be all about Avatar 2. So this weekend it's just kind of a nothing burger. But it could give it a chance, and besides, like, every movie that's out right now is either a bomb or is old. Well, I guess, Violent Night being an exception because that movie actually did well last weekend. But besides that, everything else is either a bomb or old. So, not a whole lot of, you know, we're not exactly spoiled for choice here. So, this movie could, I guess, stick out a little bit. I don't know. I'm really stretching, but it could stick out. So, that's a pro, I guess. Another pro is that I believe the genre. This is kind of like, I think it's it's like a romantic movie, except that we have a gay couple here. So that immediately makes it stand out from everything else. I mean, sure, there was Bros, but that was more comedy based. This is more tragedy based, so it's not quite comparable. Um, but yeah, that fact could help it stand out, maybe. But as we saw with Bros, eh, this is still a hard sell, especially considering it's like more low key release. But hey, it stands out. It's better to stand out than just be lost in the crowd. So I consider that to be a pro, albeit a very, very minor pro. I can't think of anything else. I'm struggling really bad. I think that's it. That's it. Okay, cons. It seems like the way this was like set up, this feels Oscar baity, and that's a problem because, as you know, Oscar bait movies have been doing absolutely horrible, abysmal this year. Pretty much all of them have tanked, one after the other. Another. I mean, there's a whole list. We have, trying to think of the main ones. There's Till, Tar, Armageddon Time, Banshees of Inisherin, I guess. She Said, Fablemans, Bones and all bombs, every single one of them. None of them did, none of them really did anything. And I can't imagine things are going to get better with this because, as I've said many times, Oscar bait is poison. That's just what it is now. You can't deny it. We've had so many bombs that it just becomes fact. So yeah, this having like an Oscar baity feel to it, I guess maybe. I mean, considering it had like a limited release and wide, you don't do that with just like any old movie. You do that for movies that usually have that treatment are awards flicks, because limited release. Ideally, you have a uh big per theater average that gets a lot of attention. Movie gets buzz, and then you expand it wide, and then it could make money. Supposedly. That's how it usually goes. So this feels Oscar baity ish, and that's bad. That is very bad. So Oscar bait con, instant con. Another con is that this movie didn't do that great. Limited. It didn't have exactly a great limited start. It had a 13K per theater average when it came out like last weekend. And oof, look at that. These numbers, jeez, fell 52% the next day. That's rough. Very rough. But granted, this doesn't mean much for its like wide release this weekend, but still that's not exactly a good omen. So I'm gonna consider it's limited release, it's week limited release. I'm considering it to be a con. Another con is that I don't know, really anything that is like explicitly like no like background characters, no like oh we're gonna just put this character in here and then we're gonna cut it out for the foreign release. Looking at you, Disney. No, this is like at the forefront. The gay romance at the forefront. Okay. That's tough. That's a tough sell, to say the least. As we saw with Bros. Although Bros, I don't know, the marketing wasn't that great with that movie. And what Billy Eichner did afterwards didn't help anything at all. So, but yeah, let's just go to LGBTQ plus. See some comparisons, some decent comparisons. Because I can't imagine there's too many out there. Not Joe Bell. That's completely different. Birds of Prey. No. Not Rocket Man. Not Booksmart. Ugh. Not Isn't It Romantic. No. 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 Not Bohemian Rhapsody. Where is it? I know it's Love Simon. There we go. That's probably the. I mean, it's definitely one of the more successful movies that's like explicitly like LGBTQ plus. But yeah, Love Simon, although that was obviously had a much bigger this trade has a much bigger deal, had a bigger studio, bigger marketing, had that tween crowd, which all of that helped it make some cash. It didn't do super well, but it still did decent considering the movie only cost like $10 million. The 65 million on a 10 million budget, pretty good, I'd say. But yeah, not every movie is gonna be a Love Simon. Okay, that's just a fact. Not all of them can succeed. And I feel like its low key release is gonna just doom it. It's gonna be doomed to fail. So yeah, just LGBTQ plus, like explicitly LGBTQ plus stuff isn't the greatest sell in the world, isn't like the easiest sell in the world, so I'm going to consider that to be a con. Okay, maybe that can change in the future, but right now I'm labeling it as a con. Okay, and another con is that just no one is gonna go to the movies this weekend because why would they? Anyone like most people, anyone who wanted to see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever has seen it already. It's been 5 weeks, and it's probably going to be number one again, just like its predecessor. 5 week victory, and Violent Night that could do something. I mean, it had decent opening last weekend, but still, there's just nothing. There's nothing. Everyone's gonna save their money and wait to go to the movies next week to see Avatar 2. So pretty much any new release coming out this weekend is doomed. Is absolutely doomed. Especially when Avatar gets all those big screens. Yeah, this movie's screwed. So, yeah. The fact that no one's going to the movies this weekend and everyone's going to wait till next weekend to see the big movie in Avatar 2, con. Big con. That's a death con. Like, so, yeah. Overall, Opening weekend, I'd be shocked if it made it well past $1 million. I think it's only like 700 something theaters. I'm gonna check. Let me check. Uh, where is it? Yes, 782 theaters. Not exactly a high number at all. So that's not gonna help this movie either. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna be I'm gonna be I shouldn't be like this, but I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna say 1 million to 2 million opening weekend. I wouldn't be shocked if it hit lower than that. And it's total 5 million. I'm just throwing numbers out here. And that's it. Yeah, very, very, very slow weekend. Dreadfully slow weekend. Thankfully, that's gonna change next weekend because next weekend we got a big one to talk about. Avatar The Way of Water. Oh boy, there's so much to discuss regarding that. And so, yeah, stay tuned for that because that's going to be quite the episode, or at least quite the video. So, again, stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. We'll check out more videos like this. Got playlists on the homepage of all previous prediction videos I made this year. I mean, this is from Focus Features. What movies have I? This is like a division within Universal. So what have they released exactly this year? Let me see. Okay, the Down Abbey 2, Northman, Miss Harris Goes to Paris, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, Tar, Vengeance, Outfit, Honk for Jesus, Armageddon Time. Okay, I've covered all these. I made prediction videos on all these. So you want to watch any of these prediction videos and the movies I just mentioned right now, go right ahead. I might as well mention Bros. If you want to watch my prediction video for that, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I don't believe I covered spoiler alert once. And I think it's because I just straight up didn't care for it. Or it was like the only thing that happened. And I'm just like, I am not making a cancel episode based off this one movie. Like, no thanks. That'd just be a waste of an episode. So, never covered it before, but I've made like 169 episodes now. So, if you want to watch any of those episodes, go right ahead. I encourage you to binge it from beginning to now. Go do that. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. December recap will come out within the first week of January, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I've done on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.